Well, hi there, everybody, and good Thursday morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here. We have got a lot to talk about in the coming minutes ahead here. This is going to be a longer one. That's because there is a pretty big system that's going to be impacting us as we get towards the end of the weekend and early next week here. So let's get the quick out of the way the next couple of days here. Again, we had a little snow overnight last night in central Nebraska, 2 to 4 inches. There are some late starts to about a dozen schools or so in central Nebraska. You can find those at our website, nbcnab.com. Again, the snow is gone now. We're going to be starting off partly to mostly sunny and then see some thickening cloud cover later on today. Then here comes the chance of some snow overnight tonight from the northern half of the state. A quick 1 to 2 inches of snow may be possible. This is going to be a little bit north of areas that got hit last night, although I'd say, the northern half of the state, that chance of snow may be lingering early on Friday. Otherwise, a mainly cloudy day Friday and another cold one expected. Thankfully, the next couple of days, not too much wind out there, not nearly as much as what we had on Wednesday. And then Friday night to Saturday, pretty quiet conditions. We'll see a slight decrease in clouds. Warmer air comes in on Saturday, more 30s expected for Saturday after a couple of days with highs in the 20s. And then Saturday night, we start to see moisture make its way northward. Now, this model doesn't really show much of it here, and that kind of disappears, so I'm actually going to back it up. Well, actually, I can't back it up a little bit there, but again, this model only goes out till about 3 a.m. here, so I apologize for that. But late Saturday night, there is the possibility for some light drizzle or freezing drizzle to make its way northward, freezing rain to make its way northward, but really start to impact the area more as we get towards Sunday. Again, Sunday, Monday time frame, maybe even late Saturday night, we are talking about a mess of wintry precipitation. I want you to focus on the two colors in central and southeast parts of the viewing area there. So it includes the Tri-Cities. These are the locations that have the best chance of seeing freezing rainfall, especially initially on Sunday or even late Saturday night. Could even be a little bit of rain mixed in those purple shaded areas to the south, kind of that lavender color there. It could even change over to a little bit of rain. So again, freezing rain, icing is going to be a possibility. Meanwhile, snow will get going sometime either Sunday or Sunday night off towards the north and west. Some sleet mixed in as well. Eventually, Sunday night and into Monday, that snow and sleet will start to shift southeastward as the mid-levels start to get a little bit colder. That air just above the surface gets a little bit colder and the threat of freezing rain goes away. But we are also talking about some heavy impacts from snow to the north and to the west. A lot of impacts, in fact, as we go through those next couple days, which I'll get into a little bit in just a bit. Now, I want to point your attention first. This is a one forecast model. This is the European model. There are several forecast models to choose from. I don't have enough time to show you all of them, but this one just kind of gives you a general idea of the areas expecting the highest impacts with the icing. Again, this is your ice accumulation. This is subject to change, so do not look at this as gospel. This is not an exact amount that you're going to get, but it's areas from southern and eastern Nebraska to northern Kansas with the best chance of icing. A 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice is going to be a possibility in these locations, and when you get that kind of icing, significant impacts are possible. We're talking about damage to trees, power lines, potential power outages are a problem. Slick conditions are a given in these on roadways out there, so travel is not I would not suggest traveling at all during that time frame at all. So again, we're talking about the icing, but then we're also talking about the sleet and the snow, with the biggest impacts being north and west of the Tri-Cities. Now again, these aren't exact numbers. This is only one forecast model, but 6+ inches of snow is going to be a possibility, especially in northern and western Nebraska. We may even pick up a little bit of snow on top of the ice eventually as that changeover happens Sunday night and into Monday for areas farther southeast. So we could see a couple of inches around the Tri-Cities and southeastward. Sleet also mixed in there, so we're just talking about a wintry mess of precipitation. This all will wind down, I think, either late Monday night or early on Tuesday morning, but we will be left with, again, as I said before, significant impacts. Now, until then, pretty quiet today. Temperatures in the 20s for the most part, near 30 to the southwest. Tonight, a few degrees either side of 10. Thankfully, not too much wind. That snow in northern Nebraska tomorrow, maybe a degree or two cooler. Upper teens to upper 20s from northeast to southwest. Again, after that, we are going to be looking at that 7-day forecast. Again, the late Saturday night through Monday time frame as being the biggest impacts. Again, temperatures may be below freezing at the surface on Sunday, but they may be a little above freezing, a little bit aloft, which means, again, you're getting rain or snow that falls, melts into rain, and then hits the surface as rain and freezes on those colder surfaces. That's why we're talking about the threat of freezing rain. There's a lot of moisture with this system, and this is going to be a prolonged period of time, and that's why we're looking at the significant icing situation, and then eventually, again, the sleet and the snow coming into play. Not only that, but also it could be a little on the windy side Monday, so if we do have a lot of ice accumulation, anything blowing around just has that much more of a threat of collapsing, falling, tree branches, maybe some power lines, and this is why this is such a big threat. Things wind wind down Monday night. Tuesday, Wednesday looking quiet. It's going to be a slow warming process because I think the snow on the ground is going to impact temperatures just a little bit, even with more sunshine moving in. So again, we're still several days away. There's still the chance we could see some changes, but forecast models have been actually doing a pretty good job of maintaining themselves and doing kind of the same thing over and over again with only minor changes. Still, though, some time to look into this and watch for changes in the forecast models. Several of the local National Weather Service offices will be holding conference calls today and tomorrow. I do expect some kind of advisories and warnings to start being issued either later today or tomorrow as well from the local National Weather Service offices. So again, there's a lot of information there. You can certainly ask questions. I can't answer all of them because there are still some questions that us meteorologists have ourselves. And again, it's all about a degree or two change in the temperature profile that can significantly change what kind of precipitation you're seeing. So that kind of gives you a general idea. Again, I think there are going to be some big impacts from this system. Sunday, Monday, travel not recommended. And again, there are going to be some places likely that do see maybe some power outages. So keep that in mind and maybe prepare beforehand. You have several days to prepare for this. So there you go. There is your weather forecast for the next week ahead. I know it's not a good one. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Hope you have a great Thursday.